Yo, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. And hey, I'm back. It's back a little late, Guys, I'm back with Lazarus here. This is going to be the Japanese subbed version. I took a break. I figured that I probably should. When the dub came out, I wasn't really feeling it. I don't know what other people's opinion on it was, but I'm by no means like a subbed dub purist either way. No, I'm not. Like, I very much enjoy Cowboy Bebop, another Watanabe show in dub, and I love the English dub for that. And some of my favorites I like in dub, actually, but I don't know, I found it pretty distracting, I'm not gonna lie. So I did go back and I watched episode 1 and 2 when they dropped in the Japanese version, and I actually found myself enjoying it a great deal more. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It was Axel. Axel wasn't selling it for me. And hey, I didn't go and check the cast either beforehand. Like, I didn't know what I was actually gonna think of the Japanese voice acting, because I wanted to go completely blind for everything. I try not to look at anything for the shows on the channel. I was pleasantly surprised to see the cast list. It's a pretty banging cast. I know just about everybody from something. And I was pretty happy to see what I saw, like who we got, especially the person playing Axel, man. Like, I'm so glad for the switch up. That's a lot of people know him as Light Yagami or Okabe Rintaro. That's my goat right there. He's an amazing voice. And then the rest of the cast, I can't remember them all, but I do recognize some other ones from some other favorite shows that I have. So I'm very glad that I waited, but I waited a bit too long, actually, because for some reason I thought, again, I don't go looking at stuff for these shows. I knew that it was going to be like a month until we got the episodes in Japanese. It was going to be like a month. It was like a month wait. But what I thought was the Japanese versions were going to drop weekly as well, like this show has been, which I was so wrong. I don't know why I even thought that. But so I waited because I was trying to get on board and just pick up with episode 3, because I wasn't gonna re-record those episodes 1 and 2. I didn't see a point, just for the language change. Like, I'd seen the episodes, I know what was going on, but I picked up on a few things that I also missed. I blame on the dub as well. But yeah, I am very excited to get back into this, guys. I was not going to abandon this. I don't know if the hype's dead. I don't know if anyone really cares, but I'm doing this for me, man. Same with everything on the channel. I just love documenting my experiences with these shows. This one especially, I said before, this was my most anticipated show, the one I was most excited for. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be getting back into this with a new cast. No disrespect to the original cast, but this is more fitting. This is more to my taste. That's just a preference thing, but yeah, I'm really excited to start this back up. Got a lot more out of the first 2 episodes, so I'm going into this with a little bit even more of a different mindset than I probably would have been first time around. Yeah, hey, I'm ready. All right, so let's hop into this. This is episode 3 of Lazarus, Long Way from Home. Oh, deafening. Let me help myself here. This is Chris. We didn't get her story, by the way. We didn't. She was the only one. She knew Russian, though, randomly. A broken heart. Yeah, it was too good to be true. Ah, man. Oh, right, the OP. Yeah, this OP, it's, again, I said it was nothing exciting, but, no, sorry, not exciting. It is exciting. It's not, like, catchy or anything, like a lot of, more popular OPs. So this one probably won't, this will probably go under the radar a good deal, I think. But, I dig this one. I always say this. A good OP is, for me, a good intro to any show, not just anime, is something that gets me hyped, something that gets me excited to watch the show. Yeah, I'm big on that. This does it for me. And I like the tunes. And we know that Watanabe works are always like big on music. There's a lot of that jazz feel in this one. I dig it throughout the show as well, not just this LP. And also, I was kind of thinking, I wonder how plot driven this show really will be. Like how much of this will be like goofier hijinks. I know I'm not going to compare this to like all the other things I know of that Watanabe's worked on, but a lot of them are kind of like loose around how hard we follow the plot, and like sometimes we just get into some wacky business. Like we had the guy last time in the debt collectors, you know. But we are still following this same thread. Would it have been him? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I wonder, like, because he said, am I wrong? Like, he said that he wanted someone to find him, or is like, if you don't want everybody in the world to die, you come find me and I'll give you the cure. Which I don't get what that's about. This guy's an interesting one, but yeah, okay. Let me get these names, by the way. Subtle flex. So that's Popcorn Wizard, Dr. 909. True. I mean, not necessarily, but it wouldn't make sense. I don't know why he would. University lab. I think Doug was also pretty brief about his background as well. I don't know how much we're going to learn about these guys, but I'd like to know. Learn a lot. Dude's rich, it would make sense. It's packed. It's not from the drug, right? Yeah, he's just a kid. Liar. You're a liar. That's gotta be real. She knew Russian. They pointed it out last time. Sweet digs. I like that we're getting to see so much of the city, man. Huh, Jerry. I like the look of this episode. Everything looks really fluid. The animations. I don't know if it looks better than before, but I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know why it just looks so nice. Yeah, everything feels so alive. I love it. Even in like a gloomy area like this. Oh, whoa, was that Skinner? That looked like him. Is that just some random old guy? What was that? What's up, Jill? Ah! Alright, spill the beans, Jill. I wonder how many times. I could probably do the math. He said they talked about doubling it. This voice actor is everywhere, by the way.
誰もが訳ありなんだ。掘り返したり引っ張り出したりしないのが礼儀ってもんさ。昔自分が大学の研究員だった頃、
Researcher.
黒人に大成した科学者はいない。
Oh wow.
を目指したところで、
Interesting. We're getting into these kind of politics.
そいつは大学の学長だった。
Hmm.
俺は大学を追い出されたが、その時最後までかばってくれたのがクロード先生だった。
Wow.
その礼をまだちゃんと言えてない。見せてみな。
That can't be it though, because he's got like a criminal record, doesn't he? Unless that would count. Sorry, I'm just talking about his backstory in general. I love that he's got someone like this though. Now I want to know this guy better. This is him, right?
驚いただろう。こんなに落ちぶれてて。
好きなを探してるんです。
大変なことになったな。
ご存知ありませんか？
I have an idea.
連絡を取ってないんだ。
先生。
I hate that sound. It builds so much tension.
好きなは外から
What's up with this basketball game too?
人間に見えるだろう。研究に没頭すると周りが見えなくなる。周りの人間にとっては迷惑な男だったよ。私は彼とたもとを分かったのを見て正直嫉妬したよ。その挙句に捏造した。追放されて今じゃこのありさまだ。そんな愛かよ。研究室で
This OST is beautiful.
上がってな。
Baklava.
確
Yeah.
か中東のお菓子だったが。
It's really good. I love baklava.
ビリンダばあさんの焼いたバクラバは世界一だ。再現できない魔法がかかってるって言ってたのを覚えてるか。イスタンブールにいるとか言ってたな。
We're going to really? We're going to Istanbul?
おに行きます。先生。
To ask her about baklava. It's something.
ありがとうございました。
I'm glad he got to say thanks.
あんた、アクセルとは長いの？ほんの最近です。ああやってどこにでもスッと入り込んじゃうの。刑務所だろうと、どこだろうとね。
Yeah, he's very comfortable here already.
すっと消えちまうんだ。
Like a cat.
まったく不思議な男だよ。カモる相手選ぶんだな。
He's trying to hustle him.
手がかり見つかったんだろ？またおいで、アクセル。待ってるからね。
I like our characters, man. They're so cool. I just love that we're seeing so much of like the city that they're in. We get all these characters. It does just feel like another. I don't know why I'm surprised, but you know, another watanabe show, man.
どのデータでもスキナーの祖母のビリンダなんて名前はヒットしないわ。スキナーだっておばあちゃんくらいいるでしょ。
He's kind of old. Wait, is he old?
この辺りは治安がとにかく悪くて有名で、監視カメラも映像データもないんです。
スキナーが身を隠すにはもってこいだな。
イスタンブールまでハイパーキューブで6時間。
What is a hypercube? Whoa. It's a railway system? That's pretty sweet. How long did she say? Hold on, let me check. Sorry, I can't even pause by pressing space, by the way. It really makes me... 6 hours. Wow, that shit's fast. Yeah, it bothers me that I can't press pause. Press space bar to pause it, man. On Max. Or HBO Max. They're back to that now, aren't they?
やっと着いた。そうかお前、なんだその服。あ、いや、治安が悪いって言うからうまく現地に溶け込ま。
I like it.
かえって目立ってますかね。ないんじゃね。偉そうに歩いてりゃ。
It is pretty funny, man. Oh, who's following him?
フロートを仕掛けました。
これがフロート。
今回は8種の多元圧縮関数を疑似的にデコンストラクションして。
ああ、簡単に言って。
Thank you.
要
Thank you,
す
Hirsch.
るにおとりです。
なるほど。
That was fast.
めちゃめちゃ怪しいけどな。
Yeah, shake it out.
ま、こういう時は。
Can Leland fight? Probably not. Oh, we're booking it. Yeah, that's better. Yo! Yo! I'm telling you, man, it looks good. The camera movements, too. It looks damn near rotoscoped, is it? I feel like it's not. It just looks nice. Oh, shit. Roll! This shit got crazy fast. Oh! You got somewhere to be, man. Great. Oh! That is... Dude, these guys are nuts. What is going on here? These can't all actually be Skinner's guys. Yo. Axel's pretty sweet, man. Dude, it went crazy so fast.
Belinda? Oh.
どうイスタンブール組は
That was nuts.
死んじゃったかな
They're damn near. That could have been bad, man, if they took that off.
俺たちの方が適任だろ
やっぱ孫っぽいから
Maybe, yeah.
はいはいちょっと待ってねお待たせこれはあんたらの分だ
Are you for real? Are those her goons, or are they just... What is going on here?
悪い子じゃないんだ
No harm, huh?
さあ
Oh, that looks nice.
バクラバだ
うめえなこれ。
ほらほら落ち着いてお食べ
実は我々ここだけの話。
After your
シーク
grandson.
レットエージェントなんです。
ジェームス・ボンド
まあそんなようなもんです。
あの子のことを聞きたいんだろ別に隠してたわけじゃない聞いてこなかっただけさあの子はちっちゃい頃両親を亡くしてね
Right.
仮に育てたんだ
He kind of kept her secret then, didn't he?
普通の子だったたとえどんな事件を起こしても私にとっちゃあの子はずっと可愛い
Yeah, it's really interesting to learn all this stuff about this guy that we probably, I'm gonna guess, won't meet till like the final episode.
あの子が持ってきてくれたんだチューリップでめったに咲かないらしいんだけどね
好きなと最後に話したのは
Dude, the music is so pretty.
そうそうビデオレターが来てたんだ
いやビリンダ元気だったクリスマスには
Say it was a month ago?
ちょっと難しそうなんだ落ち着いたら必ず帰るからそれまで元気でいてよ
これから大勢の人間を殺そうとするような人には見えないですね。スキナーだ。え？あいつはどっかで見てるはずだ。ビリンダに何かあった時のために。スキナーが僕らを見てる。なんですか？
Good call.
よう、スキナー。俺がもうすぐ捕まえてやるから首洗って待っとけ。
かかったドクター909の隠しウォレットを見つけましたデストロイ
What? Come on, man. Nah. We gotta. Dude, I wanna. Okay, we're gonna do two. So, I'm gonna hop into the next one, but we gotta talk about this. How about that? I'll tell you, there's no way I would have liked this as much in the dub. Sorry, I would not have. I'm fully like I'm digging this a lot. I don't know. I wonder what how other people feel about this show. Because I could see some people calling it boring, maybe, because it is pretty slow, not a ton happens, and we are just kind of like meeting characters. But I'm having a great time because we are slowly learning more about our cast, and we got a pretty sizable one right now, so there's a lot to go through. And so Hirsch is someone that I wasn't sure if she was actually going to get a ton of screen time herself, but they show her just like lounging around, hanging around Elena and stuff. So I think we'll probably get into her as well. I hope that, because what it seems like so far is that each episode they kind of talk about their first experience when hapna came out, the drug. So that gives already a tiny little bit of development to each of them. So I wonder if we'll eventually get like someone like Hirsch's experience, because who have we gotten so far? I think we got Doug, Leland, and Chris now. You know, everybody's got me interested. That's my favorite part, I think, is that everything happening has my attention. And so yeah, I'm super happy that I'm back on this show. Even if nobody ends up seeing these, I hope they do, and I hope if you are that you like the video and help support these as they go forward, because I'm gonna keep uploading them. I'm just gonna keep doing them. I'm having a great time. This is already really fun. It's also just chill. Like we get really bombastic action sequences and stuff that they just break into out of nowhere. They just snap into some crazy like chase scene, which I loved. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just love what I'm seeing so far. Let me talk about things actually going on though. So one of the first things that we see is the little intro portion that we've been getting every single time, and it was Chris talking, and she talked about her experience of it, and one thing she mentioned was that it could cure a broken heart. I don't know if I feel like that's significant, that might be something in her past. She might have lost somebody, or somebody left her, or I don't know, something, a severed relationship somehow, and then I don't know, theorizing maybe it led her to be this secret agent, which is probably somewhat true. I don't know if she was necessarily exactly that, but I think she's been around. I don't think that was much of a joke, whatever she said to Leland. So I think that's pretty interesting. She was the only one that we didn't get really anything on in the last episode, where everybody was given a little bit of background, and even then it was really sparse. They talked about possible hackers and stuff capable of doing this facial recognition thing, and it has you wondering, like, who could be working with them. Elena says that it could be one of 3 hackers, well 2, because she dropped herself in there. she had to flex a little bit. I like it. I like the energy. And what was her name? Mad Screamer? That's her? Interesting. But it was Popcorn Wizard and Dr. 909. I always like the classic like internet tags for the hacker names in all these shows. They're always really goofy. It sounds like it's Dr. 909 based on what happened at the end of the episode. She caught his ass, so that's for next episode, I guess, and it's probably the face that we saw as well, right at the end. Whoever was watching that video, yeah, I don't know, but that's one of our leads. The other one was Claude Cline, and I actually don't remember if we saw how Doug got that lead. I can't remember that part, if we got that somewhere in the last episode. I'd imagine we did, because we haven't really been jumping around too much. It's kind of like, from the one episode to the next, it's pretty continuous. The episodes lead into each other so far. This is just 3 episodes in, though, but I can't remember where he actually got that lead. It might have been from one of those debt collectors or something, or maybe he just knew. In looking for this Claude Cline, I loved seeing, like, even if it's this depressing area, that was the point of, like, all the people left homeless in this world, this future. I just love seeing the city, and I think I said that in like the second episode, how it really feels like alive. They have people walking around everywhere. When we were in the hospital, it felt like super packed, and you could hear all the chatter. I think the sound design is really good as well in this show, based off of, like, it sounded like a big room that was just full of people, and cool that they're fledging out the city and everything, and the world. The environment they're in feels very lived in, and I'm very much a fan of that. And then we met Jill, used to be Jerry. Jill is pretty cool. We get into some of the politics of trans characters, or not characters, trans people, and also black people. What was Doug, a researcher? He wanted a Nobel Prize. Very cool that we're getting into that in this show. I believe this is set in the US, so those are things that even now we're still talking about, and I don't know, it's a little bit grim to think that we're still having issues with that stuff in the future. I don't know if they've said what year this is. Yeah, that's a little bit saddening that they're still dealing with this kind of discrimination in their time, but it is what it is. I liked hearing all that about Doug, the struggles that he's had being a black man in his field. But it's cool to know that he had supporters, but he's got a backbone. He's someone that would stand up for himself, and he's able to punch we said it was the dean of the academy he was at. Good for Doug, even if it got him expelled and everything. That probably maybe started his downward trend, and maybe how he ended up in Hirsch's clutches. He ends up becoming, like they say, he's a superhero. They're off to save the world, but it says a lot about his character, his backstory, and everything. And even the fact that even up until now, I don't know if he said how many years ago it was. I don't think he did. That he's still out wanting to thank Dr. Cline So big things we're learning about everybody here, and I liked hearing about Jill as well, and how difficult things can be in her situation. Very very diverse. That also helps with making things feel alive, you know, because sometimes in anime everybody kind of looks the same, and oftentimes that's because it's in Japan. But if this is America, which I'm pretty sure it is, right? I believe it is. This is America, then it's supposed to be the melting. I was gonna say, sorry, the melting pot, but that had me thinking, what city are they in? I'm not sure if they said. I don't know if this is like a made-up fictional city, or if they're in a specific one that I hadn't actually picked up on. I'm not sure. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. Also, hold up. Before anything, there's this cat that they keep showing. I'm wondering, I bet you one of two things. This cat is going to be significant somehow and is going to tie into how they're going to find Skinner. Maybe it was Skinner's cat. I don't know. Coincidentally, like roaming around their crib. It's either that, or it's just going to be an animal that will, over time, as we like get to come to know and love these characters, they'll probably adopt it and come to love the cat as well. I'm just throwing it out there, but I have taken notice of this cat that's been in, I think, every episode so far. I think I'm putting my money on that they're just gonna end up adopting the cat, because it did come inside this time, this fat cat. And then we even got a little I guess this is bonding for all of our characters, like Doug and Skinner, Doug and Axel. Doug doesn't really approve much of Axel. He seems kind of uptight. He comes from a more distinguished background, I guess. At least more of like a respected position is what he was shooting for. So I guess he doesn't vibe very much with Axel, who's just kind of this I don't know, free-spirited criminal. It's not his style. But in this episode, learning from Jill, Doug got a little bit of info on Axel as well. We'll have to see what he does with that information going forward. Leland and Chris, they're doing the whole fake cleaning thing, and Chris finds this pill that in Skinner's couch. I'm interested to find out what that is. That's gonna mean something at some point. I doubt it's the cure that she was talking about, that he was talking about. It'd be crazy if it was, and we find that shit in episode 3. Yeah, I don't know. It'll probably be significant somehow. I'm not sure how, though. I just realized Chris's fake ID for her little cleaner character. The name's just Jane Doe. There's a lot to talk about in this show, dude. So can we just go ahead and say that that's absolutely got to be Dr. Skinner just hanging out with the homeless people? He's right there. And I don't think it could be more obvious. This guy even points him out, but we just don't talk to him. What's going on there, Doug? You don't see this guy? You don't see the guy that you're looking for? It's kind of a big deal. No one else here seems to recognize him either. Yeah, interesting. I don't know what that's about. That almost certainly has to be him. I don't know why he's there. Maybe he's hanging out with his buddy Claude, his old buddy. That's gotta be him, right? Am I crazy? I don't think I am. But they didn't mention it, so I guess I'm gonna have to move on. I'm gonna ignore it for now. But he's hanging out with the homeless people, almost definitely. And then, Cline gives the tip about the grandmother. I also like, just in the background, you got Axel. He knew about the hustle this guy was trying to pull, and then he just schools him on the court. I dig it. All our characters they're pretty cool, man. They're pretty cool. Now we get to Istanbul, and it's first of all, the environment, the setting just looks crazy. All the backgrounds look so pretty. I can't get over how good this show looks. I'm a big fan. The animation also, I think I commented on it in the very beginning that things just looked good in this episode. I could tell. But the character movements just looked real nice. I don't think the models necessarily look that much cleaner. They don't look bad by any means in general, but the actual animation, the character acting is pretty solid in this one, and I took notice, especially in this chase scene. And you got the camera movements following them and everything. It's fun stuff, man. It looks really good. It's really exciting, just out of nowhere. No explanation for why these guys started beating them up. I guess they just saw tourists, let's mug them or something. They're fully walking down the streets with giant machine guns and shit. It's wild. They don't give a damn. And then just the mention of baklava is you guys like baklava? When they said that and when they went in to go talk to the granny, I figured that like maybe she was like some crime boss or something around here. But I guess, I don't know. Everybody likes her baklava, I guess. And I like that they're making Leland, he's pretty goofy guy. He's pretty funny dude to be around. Why were they trying to chop off his wristband though? Did they just think that it was like, they just thought it was like a watch or something that they wanted to sell? This guy was gonna chop it off with an axe, yo. That would have been so bad. Even if they tore it off in general, that kills him, doesn't it? They got like the Suicide Squad stuff on. And I like how they commented on the reason for bringing Leland along is because he's younger. He is younger, and so grandson vibes is pretty funny. It's probably accurate too. She seems content and happy here. I mean, she's got a pretty sweet crib and everything. She's got people that come to see her, but she misses her grandson, it looks like. So to some extent, she loved and misses her grandson, so probably was a good call to bring Leland along. She got to feed him. You know, grannies like to do that. Yeah, nice, very nice. And again, just another person talking about how great Dr. Skinner was, coming from his own grandma. I mean, of course, she's always going to say that probably because she seemed to love him and says he was a good kid. So it looks like it surprised really everybody that he could do something like this. It's pretty wild. Everything is very contradictory to what he's set about with this hapna drug. And I like that she's also got the same plant that Leland picked up earlier in Skinner's house. It's pretty cool. I guess it shows it could be something representing how much Skinner, you know, cared for his grandmother, you know, something that maybe he feels keeps him feeling a connection to her despite not being able to talk to her too much. And he kept it secret. I mentioned that because they were looking at all the public stuff about him, and it mentioned that he was an orphan and he was at a young age. He lost both of his parents at a young age, but I don't think they ever mentioned that he was raised by his grandmother, I don't think. So yeah, he cared about her enough as well to keep her a secret, I think. And, you know, supporting that, he does keep tabs on her. He keeps a secret camera in her place. By the way, they set it up with Elena finding Dr. 909 with her little system that she set up. I don't really get it, but this is probably that hacker. So next episode, I'm guessing we're going after this dude. I want to see it. I'm really enjoying this. It's just good vibes. It's good vibes. Lots of character work happening. It's everything that I like in my kind of shows. I can't lie. It's not too crazy. Like, it doesn't get too crazy and stupid, and the jokes are actually funny. It's very grounded, despite it being like sci-fi, futuristic, and everything. It's grounded and believable, and just, again, good vibes. I've talked about the OST just probably like a million times in this episode, but it's so good. I'm gonna keep talking about it. If you can't tell, I am just, you know, it's exciting to be back with this because it was a pretty brutal wait. I can't lie, but I didn't even know that I was waiting too long. So yeah, all in all, this was a good episode. We got some really cool stuff and some like subtle character building while also driving the plot forward. I'm a big fan. And yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. Obviously, I'm going to keep doing these, but there's also other stuff you can check out. You know, I'm currently also watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We've been doing a lot of that as I've been waiting for the Japanese version to drop for this. But yeah, if you're into that series at all, check it out. There's other stuff on the channel as well. Feel free to look around and stick around. So yeah, that's it for me. Peace out, take care, and I'll see you next time, all right? See ya.